Hi, I'm Dr. Christine Keisinger, and I serve as Vice President of Development and lead facilitator in the areas of conscious communication, emotional intelligence, and mindfulness meditation here at Studio B. And on behalf of the entire Studio B team, I want to welcome you to this session. So, in this session, we are going to explore the connection between mindfulness, well being, and what it means to place well-being at the very center of a workplace culture of care, and what it means to put well-being at the very center of your own lives. You'll see me several times throughout this video, and you're also going to get to meet and practice with several of our expert teachers who are going to guide you through simple yet very effective practices that have been designed to assist you in both cultivating and strengthening a sense of what it means to be well in a variety of areas of your own life. I want to remind you that you can watch this video in its entirety, and you can also watch it in segments, depending on what feels best and good for you. So let's get started. And we're going to get started by getting very clear about what it is to be well and how we here at Studio B think about the notion of well-being. Here at Studio B, we believe that well-being is comprised of 5 facets. There's physical well-being, there's cognitive well-being, there's emotional well-being, there's relational well-being, and there's professional well-being. And we believe that tending to each of these areas of who we are allows us to experience what we call comprehensive well-being. And so we want to invite you to be well physically through breath and gentle movement-based practices. So let's get to it. In this next segment, you're going to meet Bjarni, who's going to guide you through a simple yet very effective breath practice. Please enjoy.
Hi, this is Bjarni at Studio B. Thank you so much for joining us. I have a quick couple of minute practice that you can take anywhere, do anytime, for any length of time that you wish. And it really helps to focus, to center yourself, so whatever that next task you're doing, you can give it your all, your whole body, mind, and spirit, rather than thinking about 15 different things and multitasking. Just get into a place where you can center yourself and move on to the next important thing. May sound too good to be true, but it really has helped me with my productivity. So first, I want you to bring some movement into your body, whatever that is. So you can wiggle your hips and do some shoulder rolls or neck rolls. Just to bring awareness to your body and notice how you were sitting and see if you can sit with a little bit more posture, a little bit more intention in the way that you're sitting. And we're going to go through a breathing practice, very simple breath counting for a few long breaths. And really give the breaths your all. So thoughts may come and go through this practice, and that is okay. When that happens, I want you to just bring your awareness back into your breath. That right there is the key to a mindful practice. It's sort of impossible to have an empty mind. So bring the awareness back to center whenever you find yourself straying. Great. So let's find a comfortable seat. Put your feet on the floor. Focus on one point in front of you, or maybe when you're feeling centered, close your eyes. And before changing anything, notice your breath. Bring awareness to the breath entering your nostrils, going through your throat into your lungs. And awareness how your lungs contract and the air leaves your body. we're going to bring a little more intention into our breath for the next few breaths by counting a 4 beat on your inhale, a 4 beat on that pause at the top, a 4 beat exhale, and a 4 beat pause at the bottom. So it'll sound something like this. So inhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause here for 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. And hold here for 2, 3, 4. Now on your own, inhale. Pause at the top. Exhale. Pause at the bottom. And continue, and feel free to adjust the numbers, maybe 5 on the inhale or 3. And notice if your mind goes into different places, just come back to the counting. If you lose it, the comeback is really, again, the magic of mindfulness meditation. Two more at your own speed. Great, begin to blink open your eyes after that last exhale. And welcome back. Sometimes just a short awareness on your breath can bring that centering to allow us to give the next thing we do our all. Thank you so much for your time. Back to you, Christine.
So when we consider physical wellness, we really consider the importance of breath and again, the importance of gentle movement. I hope you enjoyed that practice with Bjarni. And now I want to introduce you to Mary, who's going to guide you through a simple movement-based practice, mindfully, and one that you can do without ever leaving your chair. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, it's Mary with Studio B. I am so excited that you've been working on your breath, and we thought it'd be great to also work on the body. And that can be done sitting down as you usually are at work. So I wanted to do a couple of small exercises to get that mind and body connected together. So for the first one, it's going to be a very gentle head movement. We're going to turn our head to the right shoulder, and you're only going to go as far as feels comfortable. Maybe gaze behind the shoulder, bringing the head back to center. Now going to the left. Again, stopping where you should be a nice stretch, but not a strain. Bringing the head back to center. Again on the right side. Moving it back center. Again to the left side. Moving it back center. Next, we're going to take the right ear to the right shoulder. And if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, you can bring your right arm up, place it on the forehead, but don't pull, just gently push. It's nice, you're going to feel it down the neck, into the shoulders. Release that. We're going to go to left side, left ear to left shoulder. Again, bringing the left arm up to the forehead. Perfect. Release tall. Shoulder rolls are always very helpful to get some tension dispelled from the back. You can do as big or as small that is needed right now. And it really feels good to get that full circle motion, bringing the shoulder blades together in the back and then they're apart, together and apart. And at some point we'll reverse the direction. Yeah, it feels great. And one more into stillness. Check in and see how the body feels now. Probably a little different from when we started. We carry a lot of tension in our hands, so we'll just do some gentle wrist rolls. You can reverse. Put our hands together. Push out. Oh, that feels good. Maybe even rounding in the back if that's available. If not, right there. Bringing it in. Bringing the right arm out and pull down gently. You can feel that on your upper hand into the wrist and lower arm, and bringing it back. Nice stretch here. Oh yeah, definitely along the thumb, down into the palm, into the wrist. Release to the other side. Again, you don't have to pull to the point of strain. You just want to have a nice, gentle, sustained stretch. Get that body moving a little bit. Yeah, bringing the hands down. Taking a moment to check in. Those small micro movements might not seem like a lot, but they actually do engage a lot of different muscles in the upper body. And it also releases some tension in the neck and the shoulders. So I always think they're super good to do, especially when we're at our desk working all day. Thanks for letting me be with you today, and next time you're at your desk and you've been working for a couple hours, just do a couple movements and check in with the body and the breath. Thank you for doing this with me.
We rarely think about our cognitive functioning when we're considering our overall state of well-being, but it's really important that we consider the functioning of the brain. We want you to start thinking about your capacity for focus, concentration, a sense of being alert, fresh. We want you to begin thinking about the degree to which you have a high capacity to take in information, to integrate, and to assimilate information. We want you to begin to take care of the workings of your own mind. So let's turn to Sarah Jane, who's going to guide us through a practice that is designed to enhance and to strengthen your cognitive well-being. Enjoy.
Hello. For Studio B, I'm Sarah Jane. I'll be guiding a mindfulness meditation, incorporating a technique known as anchoring. Anchoring is simply placing our attention on a single object and holding. Distraction happens, and we deal with it in a useful way, returning our attention to our anchor, perhaps again and again. Most anything can be an anchor. The most commonly used anchor is the breath. In this method, we do not change the breath in any way. We do not elongate it, hold it, pattern it, pace it. We let it be. You'll see what I mean. To start, let's sit comfortably. And you might close your eyes, or if you choose to keep them open, keep your gaze low and soft and steady. Let's take a few moments to arrive. find your breath. We will be using it as our anchor. If for any reason it feels as though the breath is not the right thing to pay attention to for you, not a problem. You can instead focus on sensations in the body or sounds around you as your anchor. If you are using the breath, locate it in the body now. Find it. Where is it most easily felt? It might be the belly, the chest, the nostrils. Find it and focus your attention there. We are simply feeling the body breathe, feeling our inhales and our exhales come and go. By now, many of us have experienced distraction. It's not a problem. In fact, when we notice our mind has wandered away, that's a wakeful moment. We can use that moment to collect our attention and place it back on our anchor. This return is important. It strengthens the muscle of focus and concentration. Back with the anchor. Let all else that happens in the present moment, the thoughts and emotions, sensations, let them rise and fall like waves around the anchor. We are establishing attentional balance. Equal parts alert and relaxed. If you are beyond alert, if you are restless or busy with thinking, it might help to focus a bit more on the settling feeling of your exhales. If, on the other hand, you are beyond relaxed, if you feel sleepy or foggy, it might help to focus on the feeling the breath creates on the upper lip as you inhale cool air. Feeling the body inhale and exhale for a few more moments. And now, lift your gaze. I thank you for your practice.
It is so important for us to be physically and cognitively well. But it's also important for us to be emotionally well. So what does that mean and what does that look like? Here at Studio B, we invite you to be well through cultivating what we refer to as a sense of emotional steadiness, emotional intelligence, through your capacity for conscious communication and your ability to allow yourself the pause that is necessary to bring you into a responsive state as opposed to being reactive. In this next practice, our teacher Sid is going to guide you through an experience that's going to teach you how it is that you can meet really difficult, challenging feelings with a better sense of ease and grace. Enjoy.
Hello, this is Sid from Studio B. We have so many feelings throughout the day. They're coming and going. Most of the time we're not even aware of how we feel, or other times we're overwhelmed by a feeling and we can't shake it. We have three kinds of feelings. So we have pleasant feelings of joy and happiness, gratitude, peacefulness, calmness. And of course we have unpleasant feelings like anger, jealousy, loneliness, hatred, pain. But we have a third type of feeling called a neutral feeling. And it's usually something that's happening here in the present moment that we're not aware of. Like simply breathing in and out, having your foot firmly on the ground, not being in pain, or not feeling in danger. If you have a really bad toothache, so you're miserable, your tooth hurts, you go to the dentist, he fixes your tooth, and you feel amazing. Like, wow, I'm so happy to not have a toothache. But then over time, that feeling of not having a toothache kind of diminishes and goes away. So think about this. That neutral feeling of not having a toothache is always available to you. So with concentrated awareness and mindfulness, we practice being aware of these neutral feelings and the many we have all day long. Then we can transform a neutral feeling into a pleasant feeling just by simply becoming aware of the joys of this present moment, like being in a safe environment, having lungs that can breathe, having enough food to eat. Becoming aware of these things generates a sense of peace and gratitude. So we can also take care of unpleasant feelings. We learn how skillfully to take care of these feelings and calm them down. And over time, these unpleasant feelings will not be able to overwhelm us. We can't get carried away with anger. We can regain sovereignty over our feelings. Let's just try a quick practice. If you would like to, please join me. We're just going to close our eyes. And just relax your body. Then just notice your breathing. So we're just settling a little bit. No worries. Now we're going to bring to mind a neutral feeling in this moment. I'm noticing my heart beating. It's amazing to have this physical body. It's a miracle of evolution. I'm also aware of my breathing. I can feel my lungs. I'm so happy to be able to breathe right now. So take a moment, see what comes up for you. Now let that feeling really embody your whole being. And then just notice the peacefulness, the stability, and the gratitude you have for this simple wonder of life right here in this present moment. You can gently open your eyes and enjoy the rest of your day.
You know, our emotional well-being drastically enhances our ability to be relationally well. We know that from birth. We need our relationships. Literally, they save our lives. And we can mindfully navigate our relationships in ways that makes them more healthy, more satisfying, more meaningful, more fulfilling. So how do we do that? And what does it mean to be well relationally? Being well relationally means that you have a strong capacity to be present and engaged with your loved ones, your family members, your friends, your colleagues. It means that you can navigate difficult situations with a great deal of sensitivity, with empathy, and with a high capacity to call upon your own emotional intelligence so that you can have really difficult conversations, and so that you can actually enhance and deepen intimacy and closeness with those people that you love and care about. It also means that we have an ability to not run away from conflict, but instead have the inner resources that are necessary to confront conflict and to even think that conflict, if managed well, can take us into a higher level of relating and can actually engage the creative part of our brain. I'm going to actually guide you through this next practice, which is designed to enhance your relational well-being. I hope you'll enjoy it. I want to share a mindfulness-based practice with you. It's one that I've used many times that can help you to become more conscious and intentional about your close, meaningful relationships. You can use this exercise in the context of an intimate relationship, in a relationship with a close family member, between a parent and a child, for example. You can even use this exercise in the context of a workplace relationship, maybe your relationship with your leader, your relationship with your colleagues or teammates. And I refer to this practice as the exploration of relational pillars. And here's the analogy that I like to use. Relationships are built upon a certain kind of foundation that occurs in the way that we communicate with each other, whether we're conscious of it or not. We're rarely aware of the fact that we begin building our relationships the very first time we start to communicate with each other. And then we create a dynamic that sustains the relationship, whether it's good or bad. But when we can get intentional as to what holds our relationship up, much like 4 pillars are holding up a structure, we have a much better time at experiencing a relationship that's deeply fulfilling, and always in a state of growth. So here's an example. In my life, there are 4 pillars that are really important to me in terms of relational well-being. Those 4 pillars are trust, respect, authenticity, and genuine care. Trust is a given, right? We will only go deep with others with whom we can trust. When trust is compromised in any way, we have a lot of difficulty maintaining the relationship. Respect. We've all had circumstances under which something happened and we lost a little bit of respect for our friend, for our colleague, for our partner. That too can cause relational stress. It can be a way in which that pillar gets eroded or compromised. Authenticity. Is the relationship a place where two people can show up just as they are? Is this a safe place where both individuals can express what they want, what they need, where they can sort of come together and have difficult conversations? Can they navigate a conflict? We cannot do that unless we feel that the relationship is a safe place where I can be myself and you can be yourself. And then finally, genuine care. Genuine care refers to the really small things, small acts of caring, appreciation, affirmation, a text message that arrives in the middle of the day that simply says, "Hey, I'm thinking about you." A small gesture like preparing a cold, freshly brewed glass of iced tea for your partner because you know that that's what they love to have as their late afternoon beverage. A moment where you simply make deep, meaningful eye contact across the table during a difficult moment that says, you know what, this might be really difficult right now, but we are still connected. So trust, respect, genuine care, and authenticity. Those are my 4 pillars, so that whenever there's a difficulty in any of my relationships, I can say, in what ways are any of these pillars compromised right now? And what do we need to do to get back on track? So here's what you can do. Sit down by yourself, choose a relationship, and jot down what you believe your most important 4 pillars are for that relationship. And take a look at those and ask yourself, how are these pillars doing? Are they supportive? Have they been eroded at all? Have they been compromised at all? Have they been completely broken and need to be rebuilt? Be really, really honest. And then invite your relational partner to do the same thing. And then come together, and together you can determine what are our 4 pillars going to be, the 4 pillars that indicate our relational well-being. This can become a very powerful North Star of sorts, so that whenever we're going through a chaotic or stressful time, we can always come back to our 4 pillars. Whenever we are in conflict, we can always come back to our 4 pillars. Whenever we are in need of relational assistance, we can come back to our 4 pillars. They hold everything up. And it's so wonderful when you co-create them with people in your life that you have meaningful relationships with. So I encourage you to do the relational pillar mindfulness exercise and see how you can infuse your closest relationships with a new level, a new degree of wellness, which will radically impact your own personal well-being. Our professional well-being certainly impacts our productivity, our effectiveness, our ability to set and accomplish goals professionally. Our professional well-being impacts our capacity to lead, to manage, to supervise. It impacts our performance on groups and teams, how we show up in groups and teams, how we behave, how we communicate. Our professional well-being has a direct impact on how we feel about the work that we do in the world and the degree to which it is fulfilling or not. So it's really important that we consider our professional well-being when we are taking into account all facets of who we are. And even more important, and sort of as a way of bringing us full circle, when we can emphasize all these areas of well-being, including the professional, within the context of a corporate environment, we proactively participate in creating what we at Studio B refer to as a culture of care, a workplace culture of care. There are so many things that are important to a strong, healthy, high-functioning organization. But having it be a space where people genuinely care about each other and that caring is both expressed and felt, is going to be critical to the health and the success and the well-being of our organizations moving forward. Mariah is going to guide us through a practice now that supports us in our professional well-being, especially as it relates to those with whom we work. I hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Mariah. I would like to invite you to explore a practice that fosters authentic leadership and that will allow you to engage with others in a perspective of unity rather than duality. I will guide you through a visualization. So find a way to sit that feels supported, where you feel your feet on the ground. If you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or keep them open and pick a spot to gaze at. Then take a nice breath in and a full breath out. Then bring to mind a person you work with regularly, a colleague, a team member that you enjoy working with. Can you see them in your mind's eye? Now, can you imagine that just like you, this person was born one day? Can you imagine that just like you, this person learned to walk and to talk? Can you imagine, just like you, this person made friends and lost friends? Just like you, this person feels frustrated at times. Just like you, this person feels angry at times. Just like you, this person feels sad at times. Just like you, this person just wants to be seen and heard. Just like you, this person wants to be respected and accepted. Just like you, this person is a human being simply trying to do their best. Notice how you feel towards this person right now. Now bring to mind another person you work with regularly, someone you actually have some difficulty with for whatever reason. Bring that person to mind. And can you imagine that this difficult person, just like you, was born one day? Can you imagine that this difficult person, just like you, learned to walk and to talk? Can you imagine that this person, just like you, made friends and lost friends? Just like you, this person gets frustrated at times. Just like you, this person gets angry at times. Just like you, this person is sad sometimes. Just like you, this difficult person wants to be seen and heard. Just like you, this difficult person wants to be respected and accepted. just like you, this difficult person is a human being just trying to do their best. And as you see this person in front of you, notice if anything shifted in the way you feel about them right now. Take another breath in and a full breath out. And you can open your eyes if they were closed. May this practice be of benefit.
Well, here we are, and you have come full circle. We've deeply explored the notion of well-being and all of its facets, what it means to be physically well, cognitively well. We looked at emotional well-being, relational well-being, and professional well-being. I hope that you enjoyed your practices with Bjarni and Mary in the category of what it means to be physically well. And then your work with Sarah Jane to help you to strengthen your own sense of cognitive well-being. And then that session with Sid, designed to help you to move more skillfully through difficult feelings. I hope you'll spend some time thinking ever more deeply about what it means to create the pillars of a firm and stable relationship. And then finally, really hope that you'll be able to take some of the ideas derived from that meditative practice with Mariah and apply it to your professional lives. I want you to go back and review this video and the practices. We really want you to lean into these practices as you begin to take the very first steps, your very first steps, in cultivating a strong sense of well-being. Remember that for us here at Studio B, well-being is at the very center of what it means to live and to work in a culture of care. And so these principles are very important. Always remember that your whole self comes to work. Your whole self shows up in your relationships. Your whole self participates in making your lives fulfilling and meaningful. So take care of every facet of your well-being. If you enjoyed this video and the practices, and you want more information or you'd like to study deeper with us, please reach out. You can find us at www.studiobmindfulness.com. Until we see you again, review this video, take advantage of the practices here, and commit to being and staying well.